Tomorrow we are ringing in the new year of 2025, and one celebration is bound to be a fabulous time with incredible food and libations. So joining me now is Executive Chef of Emmitt's Vegas, Antwan Ellis, to talk all about it. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Well, it's great to have you back in.
It's good to be back in.
Delicious. Last time, I think we had a giant tomahawk with
Yes.
our logo on it, which was really cool. But
Tomahawk and a hat.
Yes, we're talking about the fun festivities that are all kicking off tomorrow. So what inspired the creation of this special New Year's Eve menu, and how does it really reflect the dining experience over at Emmitt's?
So it's really inspired by Emmitt himself, of course. We want to make sure we shoot for excellence. We also went through a whole ton of tastings, tasting food that we liked growing up, food that he enjoyed as he grew up as well, stuff like the shrimp and grits. And the drinks are also inspired by like grandma's recipes. It's a gingerbread martini, really tasty, goes really well with everything that you see here. So, you know, that's kind of how we went with creating this menu for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and this is a, kind of walk us through, because it's a 3-course menu. So what is that experience going to be like?
That experience is going to be fantastic. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a choice of appetizers, a choice of entrees, and a choice of desserts. So for the appetizers, we have the crispy shrimp and grits, we have the short rib and scallop appetizer, we also have a pork belly appetizer, and for the entrees, we will be doing lamb, a surf and turf, or a Dover sole, which is very traditional to New Year's Eve.
Sounds really tasty.
Yep.
Now, obviously, Emmitt's is really known for that fine dining atmosphere. So how is it going to incorporate that along with what the Vegas Strip is known for when it comes to New Year's Eve?
So for us, you know, as I said, we go for excellence. We shoot for it every time. We will also have a drink pairing to go with the whole menu. So there'll be choices of drinks offered by our bar manager, Chris, our GM, Chad, and for me, of course, we tie all the food into it. There will also be a champagne toast at the end of the night. So that's how we kick it off.
See, now you're talking my language. I mean, you were already talking my language when you said the shrimp and grits and the food, but the bubbles is what it's about for New Year's.
Yes, so at the end of the night, we will have a champagne toast for everyone. And there, of course, will be fireworks on the Strip, as you know how the Strip does.
Yes.
And we will be offering people the opportunity to go onto the patio, see the fireworks, come back inside if they want to, and hang out with us for a little bit more.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys obviously came on the show. I talked about the tomahawk and all of that when you were here last, but how has it been like for you over at the restaurant? How are things been going?
That deep breath should tell you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit steady. We've picked up quite a bit. Business has improved. We've done a total 180, you know, just about every night is very busy. Tomorrow we're pretty much packed up the entire night, all the way until 11 p.m. So
that's how you know it's going to be a really great night. What are you hoping that guests really take away from their dining experience as they ring in that 2025 year?
I just hope that they take in what we expect to offer them, which is, again, I'll use this word a lot, excellence. You know, you want to make sure we give them the best dining service that they've ever had. We want to make sure that we put our foots into their memories forever at Emmitt's. We want to give them a great experience in terms of food, drinks, service, the whole ambience of the restaurant, everything.
Now, obviously, a lot of thought and I know preparation went into putting the New Year's Eve menu together, but really overall, even on a normal day, there was a lot that went into putting in the menu over at Emmitt. So are there any sort of signature techniques or special touches that you've personally put in, obviously, and which dishes might those be, or any favorites that you might have?
I always say my favorites are always the Creole shrimp. You know, that's one thing that Emmitt also loves. We just did some menu changes as well, so we incorporated stuff like truffle pasta. We also have our football menu, so that's on game days. Any day that there's a game, we have a special menu rolling. And a lot of that goes into, again, you know, upbringings, tailgate parties that we've been to, all the stuff that we've done as fun, we try to incorporate it into a fine dining aspect. And, you know, that's what you could see when we go through all of our menu changes and so on.
Yeah, now obviously the food and the drinks are a huge draw. Like you mentioned, the gingerbread martini. It looks really good and it smells really good, so I'm sure it's going to taste really good.
You should taste it.
Yeah, I know. I might get to that in just a little bit. But as we're talking about, you know, New Year's Eve, are you setting any intentions for the year, for the restaurant, and what are you kind of hoping for in this 2025 era?
2025, we intend to knock it out of the park. You know, we intend to get a few more touchdowns, make it more memorable than it has been this year. taking from what we've learned this year, going into next year, we want to make sure that we go that next step. We want to add that extra rushing yard,
Yes.
as Emmitt would say.
Yes.
You know, we want to make sure we go that path with our next year upcoming for 2025.
Yes, well, Chef Antwan, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning and sharing this incredible menu to bring in the new year in true Vegas style. Visit the website right there on your screen for all the info and to make your reservation for a New Year's Eve celebration to remember.